Morning. Morning. All right, guys. We're gonna go ahead and started. We had a little bit of a late start today, so I do want to get into markets here. So before we do, hey, Sneaky Business or Sneaky Bass. Um, Before we do, hey, Stumps. I do have the risk disclosure up again. Just want to remind everyone: the market trader and its affiliates, the information that's you're about to receive is to be treated as general information only. None of the information contained is intended as investment advice and offer to sell, buy, sell, recommend, endorse, sponsor any security, company, instrument, or fund. Okay. We'll be talking about that in a bit during the session here, Sneaky Bass. Okay. Let's see. Future trading does carry a fair amount of risk and is not for every investor. Investor could lose all or more of their investment capital, only risk capital, money that otherwise could be afforded to be lost without affecting one's financial security or lifestyle should be used for trading. And only those individuals with sufficient risk capital should consider trading. Okay, nothing contained herein is again solicitation to offer to buy, sell futures, options, or forex, and past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. All right, so now that we got the risk disclosure out of the way, we'll go ahead and start off with the news to see anything, if there's anything news that we should be make a note of. Okay. So we have, let's see, OPEC. It looks like it's already, well, it says tentative. Okay, so I don't know if that actually was reported or not. We have inflation expectations here coming up here at 11 a.m. Eastern. Okay, so these are all, I believe, Pacific Standard Times. So yeah, so the Fed inflation expectations, is something that you need to be aware of, and then also the normal 10 a.m. Eastern option expiration, European option expiration. Options that have exposure to futures often have an impact on in future movement. Okay, so something else to keep aware of as well. Okay, all right. Let's see. Oh, did that not work? Oh, it did work. Okay. All right. Let's move on to the markets. Okay. So let's go ahead and see. Go ahead. We're not going to start with the ES. We'll go ahead and start with the gold here. Okay. This is the. Move this over here a little bit. Okay. All right. Here's the gold market. And we're going to go ahead and remove all our drawings. We'll shut down some of these indicators. We'll come back to them here in a minute. But the first order of business is really to understand what is the general market trying to accomplish. But and that of late has been to the upside, right? You can see here the last three candles, 1, 2, 3. We've had a series of bullish candles here. Okay. So the market of late has tried to, I guess, is bullish. Okay. For lack of a better term. Now, we all understand that of late, it's again, looks a little bit of a triangle pattern. I guess if I had to draw this, right, this looks more like a little triangle pattern. So we know that it is a little bit of a consolidation. Okay. A lot of overlapping candles, but like I said, of late here, we seem to be a little bit on the bullish side of that. Okay. We're coming up on the upper end of the triangle here. So is this going to be the push to the upside? If so, then it's going to break 24.91, 24.92, 24.95. Okay. In order for me to really embrace that view. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and move on to the 4-hour chart. See what the 4-hour has to say. similar kind of thing. Okay, we have a series of higher highs and higher lows here of late. Just trying to widen this up as much as I can. Hey, Keith. Yeah, so we have a series of higher highs and higher lows. We've broken some structure here, right? Broken some structure here to the upside. Now we are about to challenge 2490 to the upside. Okay. We'll see. We'll see. Looking to the left, well, this should be an area where we could expect price to reverse its current direction based on what we see on the left hand side. Okay, 2490, 2500 has been an area where we've seen price reverse in the past. Now the question is that going to is that in the cards today? Something to be aware of. Okay, something to be aware of. Okay. The only thing I will say is that right now, is that we are in a bit of, I would say, bullish structure. Okay, to the upside. All right. And how do I know that? Well, I'm able to capture this current move in a channel in a set of parallel lines. Okay, so if I'm able to capture price in a set of parallel lines that is sloping either to the upside or to the downside, then I feel like I'm in a trending environment. Okay, right now I would say it's trending bullish. If this was horizontal lines that I could draw, then horizontally, then I would say that we're in range. But since we have a slope to the upside, I feel like there's more upside to this move that we're seeing currently. All right. All right, so let's move on to the 30-minute chart. Okay, we're going to go ahead and again remove all our drawings here. And this is where we start to capture some of the things that I reference levels that I like to take a look at. Okay, so we have this here. We have I believe this is the 233-day. Let's double confirm this before yeah, 233-day, and this I think is 169. Oh no, 20. Okay. All right. So, and then this blue line, I believe, is VWAP, the lighter blue line. Okay. So, a lot of indicators here. Okay. Price is above all these indicators that we're kind of using to arrive at market sentiment. We're above the 233-day EMA. We are above the settlement price. We are above the 20-day EMA. We are above the VWAP. All four of those are kind of barometers as to the general direction of the market. So again, 30-minute chart is indicating upside here. So let's start to capture some of our levels here. Okay. So I got these captured already from my review last night. So let's go ahead and add them here, and then we'll double confirm and make sure they are correct here. Okay. So let's see. First thing I'm going to do here is we're going to do the value area volume profile. Okay. So I'm going to locate the 830 bar from Friday. Okay. Right here, and then drag that across to the 430 bar. Okay. So there's our volume profile. I'm going to stretch out here a little bit, try to make this as visible as I can without losing any of the text box that I have here. Okay. So I'm going to start identifying where the value area high is. Okay. So I'm going to locate the upper end of the volume profile. Okay. And I'm going to draw a horizontal ray. Okay. Make that blue. That's our value area high. This lower number is our value area low. And then we have our point of control here in the middle, and we're going to draw that in as red. Okay. Now we're going to run through these numbers just to kind of make sure that they are indeed accurate. All right. So we have value area high at 2472. Okay. That's where we have it. We have point of control at 2468.6. And that's generally where we have it. Okay. 2468.7 is kind of what I came up with. And then the last one, 2465.8, I have it 2465.7. Again, we're off by a tenth of a point, but that's not going to cause me, a lot of anxiety here. Okay. So we're going to keep it at those levels. The next thing that we're going to draw in here is the average daily ranges. Okay, so the first average daily range that we're going to draw in is our ADR. Okay, average daily range. Okay, so our high average daily range high is 2491 50. Okay, our average daily range low is down below here is at what is that? 2449. Okay, I have it at 2448.90. Okay, still well within the tolerances here. Okay, and then the let's see, we're going to go ahead and add in average session range. Okay, that's New York to New York. Okay, so we have 2484.60, which we're right up against right now, and then we have 2458. So average session range, average daily ranges are all coming in as we have settlement price at 2473. So all seems to be in order. Really, the only thing that we need to add here is the initial balance range. Okay, so that we have a very narrow range. Okay, we've been, I guess, almost 20 minutes into the market here, and we have a very narrow range here. Okay, so narrow ranges is an indication that we're probably going to get some sort of initiative move, price initiative initiated one way or the other. Okay, but it's going to be initiated. Assuming that we can keep this relatively tight, I would say that we are in an area. Okay, we are in an area where we could potentially see a reversal. Okay, we could potentially see that we have a reversal in price. We're at a level where that could happen, but we have to be aware. I mean, I'm not just blindly going to, put in a sell order. I need to see price action to indicate that this area indeed, average session high, is going to indeed provide me an area for reversal in price. Okay. In addition, we have another area above us. Okay. If this fails, we have another area above us at 2490. Okay. Yeah, it could definitely look above, right? Could definitely look above before that happens. So again, we need to see some price action to indicate that this price could indeed reverse, but we're at a location. Okay. Now, if I am more bullish in this market, well, I have some reference levels here. Okay. So again, we talked about settlement price. Okay. We're above settlement price. So that would be a logical area for price to reverse. Value area high, which is this first blue line that we have here, would be a logical area for price to reverse and continue to the upside. Okay, we have our 20-day EMA, our VWAP. I'm going to go ahead and add an anchor VWAP from this most recent pivot. Okay, here on the bottom. During the Asia session, all these areas here could provide me a logical location for price to continue, okay, to the upside. All right. Now, if I start to break some of these levels to the downside, then again, we're talking more continuation move to the downside. Okay. But these will offer me, again, you can see here, if we've already reversed off of these here during London, right? We made a push higher, and then London made a peak down below and said, hey, are we really in a bullish move here? And the response is yes, indeed. Okay. So again, these are kind of the areas that I would be looking for. I would say right now, location wise, is not really the opportune time, okay, to take a long. All right. But if I do get I would say a price to close above initial balance, that may open the door for a move to the upside. And when I have 2492 or 2491 as kind of a target for that move. Okay. So that's kind of what I'm seeing in the gold market. I'm just going to take a peek here and see if there's any comments or questions on what I just mentioned here. I would say that I would say that we probably, I'm just going to take a quick peek at the 4-hour, see what the 4-hour, what kind of candle is it developing. Well, the current candle that it's developing right now is a bullish one, right? So I would have to say that we want to continue to err on the side of the bulls. Okay, I see based on the 4-hour chart really that there's this ADR zone is a reasonable target. The question is this an area, right? Is this an area where I can manage my risk? Well, I could use, but that's pretty far down there on the 4-hour chart. This right now is not at a level where I can kind of feel like I can reasonably take a good amount of risk. to participate in this long trade. Okay, all the way up to ADR high. Okay, we're right on top of ASR high. I need to see some breaks of these levels in order for me to participate in this long. Otherwise, I'm going to wait for a pullback of some sort to be made, either back to some sort of VWAP or EMA, 20-day EMA, or back down to value area high before I would be interested in entertaining a long. All right. So just kind of taking a peek here, guys. So I'm not seeing any questions. Again, if I don't know if some of you are new, others are less new. Again, don't be afraid to hit the like button. If it resonates. Again, if it doesn't resonate, I'm good with that as well. But if it does resonate and it has supported you in the past, don't be afraid to hit the like button. Okay, give me a thumbs up and let me know that I'm providing you something that you can take into the markets to benefit from. Okay, all right. Let's go ahead and move on to the crude oil market, guys. All right, so we're going to go ahead and locate the crude oil market chart here, which is one here in the middle here. So we're going to go ahead and open that up. I don't believe this is accurate. No, it's not. So we're going to go ahead and remove some levels here, remove some drawings. We're going to turn off some of these indicators that we have here on the chart. All right. And again, we're going to ask ourselves a question. All right. Opening up the daily chart, asking ourselves a question. What is the market generally trying to accomplish? Well, again, similar to gold, 1, 2, 3, 4. This last one is a developing candle, but we've had 1, 2, 3 candles that have closed bullish. All right. And not necessarily, I mean, certainly this first one is not of the weak variety. All right. We came down to a demand zone, and price has reacted away from it. Okay, now we're coming up into an area of resistance or supply. All right, right up here around 79. Okay, now the question is, whoever sold the market off at this point, is he or she still around? Okay, if he or she is still around, then we might see a reversal in price from that level. Okay, otherwise, what we're going to be looking, or at least the bulls are going to be wanting to see, is a break above, let's say 78.55 up to 79 for a continuation move to the upside. All right, so we are, I would say, if I were to draw a channel here, we're kind of coming into an area where we are have or soon to break. Okay, so again, this is kind of what I'm looking at. Channel wise, right? We have a candle that is well outside the range. Now, the only thing that I would say about this candle, it's still developing, right? This is a daily candle, all right? But it is above, all right? It is above this bearish channel that had been developed up until that point, all right? So again, we are looking, okay, it appears to me that the bulls are starting to get a hold of the market here. Okay. Moving on to the 4-hour chart. Okay. 4-hour chart, similar kind of thing. We are seeing a higher highs and higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. And again, we're coming into a market here where we're starting to get into some supply areas here. Okay. 78.30. Okay. 78 or even up to 79. Okay, this is an area where we've seen selling in the past. It could happen again, right? Sellers could step into this market. All right. So again, while the market is on the 4-hour chart is bullish, we are coming into an area where we could see sellers. Okay, 30-minute chart. All right, 30-minute chart. We're going to go ahead and expand this up a bit here. We're going to go ahead and open up our initial balance area. Okay, again, the market just opened here. This is the first minute candle here, just opened. We just got about 11 ticks in this initial balance range. And then the next thing I'm going to be drawing is our volume profile. Okay, so I'm going to take the volume profile tool, and I'm going to specify the range in which I want this volume profile to be drawn. Okay, I'm going to highlight the 9 o'clock candle and drag that to the 13:30 candle. Okay. So it's always the past session. Okay. When I draw this volume profile. All right. I want to understand in reference to this volume profile, where is price? Okay. Well, price is well above value, meaning that we have a good amount of buyers in the market. Okay. All right. So we're going to go ahead and add some of our levels here. All right. So we're going to put that in here. Okay. So here, these are some of our levels that we're going to be tracking. All right. We're going to go ahead and open up ADR. We just double confirm that I have the right levels. We got 78.21 as average daily range high. We got, what, 75.78 as our average daily range low. We got 76.84 as our settlement price. Okay. And then the other thing that we're going to add here is average session range, because that's the one that adjusts on us. Okay. Okay, that's coming in a bit higher. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and modify these. All right, we had 77.34, which we've exceeded. Okay, in overnight. So we're going to go ahead and adjust these. So this is 78.82 is our average session range high. Okay, that's session based now, right? New York to New York. And then what's our low? 77.17. So 77.17 is our average session range low. Okay. So we'll go ahead and modify that. All right. So again, so we have value area high. We've already captured, I believe. Value area high is 77. Okay. Our settlement 76.84. Point of control slightly below that 76.70. Value area low 76.46. Okay, so everything is checking out. Okay, the only thing that we needed to adjust was this average session range. So I'm going to go ahead and modify that on my spreadsheet here. Okay, all right, because and then in the next update here, it will update the top step levels here. Okay. So we got 78.82. Okay. So we're going to add that 78.82. And that's going to be our average session range high. Okay. Get rid of this old one. All right. We're going to go ahead and locate our average session range low. That is 77.17. 77.17. We'll move that down. Okay, we have 77.17 as our average session range low. Okay, average session range low. Okay, all right. Just one last thing, and then we'll talk a few hypos, and then we'll move on. We'll move on to a different market here. Okay. Let's see. Multiples. Okay, so okay. Okay, so what would be some hypos, some considerations that we can make in this crude oil market? Well, similar to what we discussed in gold, all right. We right now we are in a bullish channel, all right. Now that's being challenged on the open here, all right. So if we do get a close below this channel, we could revisit certainly can revisit VWAP. Okay. We could also get down to average session range low, maybe back down to value area high. Okay. So that's one scenario. If we remain in this channel, well, it opens up the door for continued move to the upside, and we get to targets like 78.21, maybe as high as average session range high. Okay, come into play here. All right, but we are right now we are relatively a lot of buyers, I would say, in the crude oil market. We are a bit extended away from initial, not initial balance, but VWAP. All right, so that could be an area. Yeah, okay, let's find our anchored VWAP. Okay, so anchored VWAP, again, I'm going to be looking for a level here. Okay, so I'm thinking Friday's open right now is my anchored VWAP location. So let's see here. Did that draw or no, it did not? Okay. So we're going to go ahead and locate anchor VWAP. I'm going to find the open, looks like almost the open of the session here, right about here. So that's my anchored VWAP, well below the market, right around settlement price is kind of our level of interest, which makes sense, right? Settlement price is one of these areas where we could potentially take a reversal. So right now, I would say that we need to remain a little bit patient in crude oil. All right, let the initial balance range kind of play out, and then decide from there. I'll let the market participants decide from there where they want to take the market, up or down. Okay. I would say that right now, the feeling I have is that maybe our first move is going to be down, and then maybe later up. Okay, that's kind of my feeling, but it could very well stay inside this initial bout in the inside this channel and remain moving to the upside. Okay, just because we are up on the upper end of the range does not mean that it can't continue in that range. I'm going to be looking for a little bit of a pullback in order to participate in the long. I'm not going to participate in the long without having some sort of reference level to base my decision against. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm seeing in the crude oil market. So again, my price that I'm going to be using for our anchored VWAP is down below here. I'm using Friday at 9:30 as my anchor. Okay, so it's the most recent pivot. I could make an argument even down here. Okay, could also be another area, but it's basically falling right around this area right here. Okay, which is this area right here could serve as a buy area. Okay, buy zone. Okay, I'm just going to say buy zone. Okay, right here. All right. We have a couple of things of confluence here. We have settlement price, and we have our anchored VWAP. All right, this area down here, if it does manage to get back down, would be a buy zone for me. All right. All right. I think that's it. All I have to say for the crude oil market. Let's go ahead and move into the equities, because I do know there's a fair number of you that like trading the opening range. So let's see what the market has in store for us here. All right. So let's go ahead and close down the anchor VWAP, the anchor VWAP, ASR, ADR. Let's also close this down. Let's remove some of our drawings. Okay, let's clean this up a little bit. So really hasn't really much of anything in the overnight. We've been relatively flat, okay, in this market. A lot of overlapping candles, right? No real direction. All right, so let's take a look at the daily, see what the daily has to say. All right, so daily is telling us over the last series of candles, all right, we got a very strong candle to the upside, and lesser upside candles of late. Now, again, I think it was probably the crude oil market, but on the daily chart, I guess you could see that we are still very much inside this kind of bearish channel to the downside. Okay, although we are seeing some indications that the market wants to head higher here, right? Last three candles, last one of which is developing, appears that it wants to head higher here, but we are still technically in a bearish channel. Okay, so again, bullish behavior inside a channel that's bearish. All right. 4-hour chart. Okay, for our chart, similar kind of thing. This almost, again, still feels like a little bit of kind of a retracement of this swing that we had here. I'm gonna go ahead and remove the channel here because it's not really offering me much insight here. So we have this bearish swing, okay? And now what looks like to me is more of a pullback from this swing, okay? That's kind of what it looks like to me. But if we certainly if we break above this, then obviously my view will change. We are starting to see that there's a little bit of a push to the upside, but it feels more like of the pullback variety than it does of the initiative up bull variety. Okay, because of the fact that we're still well inside this candle here, and it's kind of a grinding. All right, is a grinding move to the upside, right? Not a really not a lot of people are embracing, taking on new highs at these levels. Okay, all right. Looking at the 30-minute chart. All right, 30-minute chart. We're gonna go ahead and open this up here a little bit. Okay, now we are, a lot of overlapping candles in the overnight, right? We are above our VWAP. We are above our settlement price. So let's see. The next order of business for me is to draw in our volume profile. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and do that. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and locate our volume profile, drag that across. Okay, volume profile. So price is above value. All right, so indicating that we do have some initiative price action to the upside. We do see that we have a fair number of buyers in the market that's been able to hold price above value. All right, let's go ahead and add our levels here. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and add our levels. I'm going to add those here. Okay, we're going to double confirm them. Okay, we're going to start off with ADR. Okay, ADR here is, where is it? Well above us here at, we got 18,886. Okay, average daily range high. And then average daily range low is 295. Is it 295? Yeah, 296. I'm going to change this one. So this is 296, 25, 26, 25. Okay. And then our daily range high seem to be a little bit off too. So I'm going to maybe modify that there a little bit. 886, 886, 25. So 886, 25. Okay. Average daily range high. And then we're going to go ahead and open up our average session range. Okay, so we're up against it, 685.50 to the upside, 216.50 to the downside. So that's checking out. Okay, so this area here, right, the fact that we're up against average session could provide us an area for reversal in price. Okay, where we risk just the highs, right, and could offer us maybe a reversal down, back down to certainly settlement and maybe beyond. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm seeing in the Nasdaq, right? So right now, probably would be a little bit hesitant to take anything long in this market, given the fact that we are up against ASR high. I think, given what I'm seeing in this market, even though we are above um, uh, uh, VWAP and we are above settlement price, the fact that we are up against ASR high, that's leading me to believe that maybe we are going to see some price action to the downside. Okay, but that doesn't mean that I can't wait for price to get below some of these reference levels before I step into a bearish move. Okay, so I could have, as part of my plan, price. I said I would need to see price get below settlement price before I embrace a bearish trade. Okay. Now, the other thing that to consider here is we have value area high. that could also offer an area for price to bounce. So we have settlement price, we have value area high, and both these areas could offer us a continuation move to the upside. All right. So, but if we do manage to close inside value, we could see a full rotation, okay, of price all the way down to the lower end of value, which would make for a very nice move. All right. So right now, I would say that I'm probably leaning, even though we are above some of these levels, ASR is kind of leading me more to the bearish side of the market. But I do need to see price get below some of these levels in order for me to embrace that 100%. Now, where am I going to draw my anchor VWAP? Well, I think I'm going to go ahead and draw my anchored VWAP on the current move here, and the current move is to the upside. Okay, so that's my anchored VWAP. You can see where it landed. It landed at almost at a prior settlement price, not Friday settlement, but Thursday settlement, as an area for possible reversal in price. If price should get down to that level, that could offer us a nice reversal. We also have point of control at that level as well. Okay, so that's kind of what I have for Nasdaq. I think for me right now, it's feeling a little bit more, feeling like it's heavy. Okay, heavy in the sense that we have a lot of overlapping price. We're not seeing, very strong breaks of structure to the upside. So I'm going to be waiting to see if we get maybe a break of structure to the downside. And then at that point, maybe that offers me an opportunity to take a bearish trade. But I have to be open to the possibility of price, staying in this level. Okay. And off maybe settlement and value area high offering me prices where we continue to the upside. Okay, even in a grinding way. All right. So that's kind of what I'm seeing in the Nasdaq. Let's go ahead and open up. Unless there's any questions, we're going to go ahead and open up the ES market here. So we're going to go ahead and close this up here and open this up. Oops, that's not what I wanted. Okay. All right, so we're going to remove some of these indicators, remove indicators here, and we're going to go ahead and open up the daily. All right, so this looks awfully similar to what we're seeing in the NASDAQ market. All right, so these are older levels, so I wouldn't pay too much attention to these. I believe, yes, they are older, so I'm going to go ahead and remove those. Okay. All right. And like I said, what is the market trying to do of late? Well, the market is trying to move to the upside of late. But just like we talked about in the NASDAQ, right, we still are in this, bearish structure here. Okay. Something along these lines, right? We're still in this bearish structure, although we are starting to see some signs that maybe we are trying to get above it. Okay. On the daily in the S&P. Okay. All right. So daily still in a bearish channel, although we're starting to see some price action to indicate that maybe there is some upside opportunities. Okay. Let's see. We're moving on to the 4-hour chart. Again, we're starting to see candles get above some of the bearish channel here. So we could be seeing potentially a move higher in this market. Okay, or it could be one of these moves that we kind of peak above and continue lower, right? Because again, just similar to what we talked about last time, we are in a swing. You're welcome, Frizu. You are in a swing to the downside. This again feels to me like it might be just simply a pullback. To me, it feels like this is just a pullback for something that would continue to the downside. But I'm not just going to let my view, right? I'm going to wait for some price action to indicate that that's indeed the case. So maybe a 3-bar reversal, around this area, something along those lines to indicate to me that there is something to this potential move to the downside. Okay, ideally, it could be done off of a reference level that I can use to where I can manage my risk. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and remove the channel because it's not offering us much support here at this point. So we're going to go ahead and remove that. We're going to go ahead and open up our fixed range volume profile tool. Okay, we're going to locate the 9:30 candle from Friday, drag that across to the 4:30 candle. Okay, so similar to what we were seeing in the Nasdaq, we are above value, meaning that we have bulls in the market. All right, now it is not the most impressive of moves so far, but it is grinding to the upside. It is sloping higher. Okay. All right, let's see. We're going to go ahead and add our levels here. Okay, that's probably the next order of business here. We're going to go ahead and add our levels. So here are our levels. Okay, just the levels that I've captured here. We're going to go ahead. We've already done this. We've already opened up our, what happened to my indicators? Oh, geez. I guess I removed everything. All right, we're going to go ahead and open up our ADR level. Okay, so our ADR level, we have ADR high coming in at 54.24. That's average daily range high. Okay, average daily range low coming in at 53.04, which is accurate. And then we're going to go ahead and open up our ASR. Okay, ASR, we're going to have to make maybe a modification here. All right, so ASR, I'm going to turn off the gray area. Okay, so this is background color here. All right, so we're up against it. Okay, at 53.83. 53.83. We're going to modify this here a little bit. 53.83. Okay, average session range high. And then average session range low, 52.92. 52.92. Okay, is our average session range low. Okay, something like this. All right. Okay, so let's see. Value area high. Just going to spot check these. Value area high coming in at the level. Our settlement price we've turned off, so we're going to go add it back. Settlement. Okay, settlement price. I use this top one here. Okay, there's our settlement price coming in at 53.70, which is what we have. Let's see, point of control. Point of control is coming in at 53.65.25. So this is all good. All right. So what to make of the market? Well, similar to what we discussed, okay, with the NASDAQ. We are up against average session range high, which could offer us a reference level for a move to the downside. I say could, okay? But in order for that, for me to embrace that, I need to see a break of structure to the downside, right? It's not just to say, okay, I'm at a location, for selling, I'm going to sell. No, we need to see some sort of indication that the market participants are aligned with that view. And right now, we remain in this bullish channel to the upside. So I have to say, I have to respect that. Okay, I have to respect that this market can continue to move higher. Okay. Just because I'm at a level does not mean that we automatically reverse. Okay, we could continue to grind higher here. All right. If I'm a buyer, well, I'm going to wait for maybe price to get to value area high here down at 53.70.25, maybe as low as the settlement price is going. Let's see, going to go ahead and add this orange. I'm going to use some circles. Okay. So this area here, you probably don't see it. Let me widen these up here a little bit. Okay, that should take care of it. All right, so this area right here would also be a nice level, right? Settlement would be a nice level for reversal in price. Okay, looks like, again, right now it feels like it wants to continue higher. That's what it feels like. So I'm going to be monitoring this channel, this bullish channel, and if I do get a break below this bullish channel, then potentially I will change my view. All right, and use potentially this reference level ASR high as the reference level that supports the case of lower prices. Okay, but until then, as long as we remain in this bullish channel, I have to respect the bulls. All right. Okay. Any questions on ES? If there's no questions on ES, we're going to go ahead and close the session with a view of the Dow. All right. The Dow is something I've kind of added to my suite here. There's been a couple of trades that I've taken, as a way of correlation, or use correlation between the equities to support my view and my case for potential opportunities in the market. Okay. So looking at the Dow, I don't have any, predefined levels here for it. So we'll do this from scratch. All right. So we have the daily chart again, similar to what we're seeing. Okay. Maybe even about, it's probably equal. We do see that we are, starting to develop some structure here that maybe would indicate that we want to head higher, but we are still, just like all the other equities, okay, we are still in this bearish channel, okay, to the downside, okay, right? So we are still in this bearish channel to the downside. So we have to respect that, even though we are seeing some structure, we are seeing price potentially wanting to challenge that a bit. But in order for me to embrace this, well, first of all, it needs to break above the channel, and then ultimately it needs to break above this pivot that we had here at 41,080 in order for me to really embrace the bulls. Okay. All right. 4-hour chart. Okay, for our chart, we're going to go ahead and turn off initial balance because initial balance is a couple of minutes away from opening here. We're going to go ahead and remove some of our drawings here. Again, similar kind of thing. The same thing I've been saying about these equity markets, right? And NASDAQ and ES. We had the swing lower. This feels like it's just merely a pullback. But, just because it appears to be something, that doesn't mean it's going to behave as that something. Okay. We have to respect whatever price is telling us. Okay. So this feels to me that is like a pullback, right? We're pulling back from this swing, right? For a continuation move to the downside. Okay. That's what it looks like to me. Okay. This is what it looks like, right? That we're going to eventually head lower. All right. 30-minute chart. 30-minute chart. Okay, this is where we're going to start to draw some of our levels here. We're going to capture some of our levels as well. Okay, so here we're up against. I'm assuming if it's not ADR, we're coming up on ASR here. Okay, so we have ADR above, I'm sure. Okay, we have a nice ADR level here. We have ASR, which is coming in as kind of a line here. Okay, there it is. Okay, so we're not quite to. This is a little bit different than what we're seeing in the NASDAQ and ES. If you recall, we were right up against ASR, right, high in both see, now we have a new level developed here. Okay, because the session just opened. New York session just opened, so that ASR level from Friday has been adjusted to today. Okay. All right. So let's start capturing some of these levels here. Okay. So we have ADR high. ADR high is what is this? 39,974. ASR is 39,9990. Okay. ADR low. Okay, ADR low is not 39,414. It is below that, and it's coming in at 39,250. Okay, 39,250 is our ADR low, 39,250, and 39,414 is our average session range low. Okay. We're going to go ahead and draw in our volume profile. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and find a volume profile tool here, and we're going to go ahead and locate the 630 candle from Friday, drag that over to the 430 candle. Here we are. Okay. And our value area high is 39,654. Okay, 39,654 is our value area high, is 39,654. Okay. Point of control is coming in at 39,604. 39,604. And then our value area low is coming in at 39,506. 39,506. Settlement coming in at 39,640. Settlement 39,640, just above our point of control. Settlement 39,640. All right. So these are kind of the levels that I'm going to be tracking in the Dow. All right. Now this is acting a little bit different, right? It's at a different, it's a little bit different location than what we were seeing in both the in the ES and the Nasdaq. Right now, we're right up against value area high. Okay. So if price does manage to close inside it, then we could potentially see a rotation. Now, the only problem with that rotation is that I see a lot of interference here. I see the VWAP. I see settlement price. I see a lot of overlapping candles here. So it might be a little bit hard pressed to get through this level. But if we do manage to close below, say, 39,600, okay, then we could see a full rotation. Okay, we're starting to see that a little bit. A full rotation of price through value here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and open up initial balance here because the initial balance range is being established as we speak. Okay, so area for me maybe to look for long, maybe value area low, maybe the average session range low. That would be some areas that could support a long trade. Okay. Point of control. Well, we're at almost point of control now. Could offer me an opportunity for a long. If we do get below, as I mentioned before, then this could lead to a full rotation of price through value. Okay. All right. So I think that's pretty much what I have today, guys, for the markets. Just got to see if there's any last minute questions on any of the markets, equities, or say S&P, Nasdaq, or what we're talking about right now, the Dow. Okay. So if there's no questions, we'll close the session off. Wish everyone to trade well, trade safely, trade like a pro, be a market trader. Okay. You're welcome, Jimmy. You're welcome, Aaron. You're welcome, Sapadia. So I'll see some of you guys in the Coach Ray channel on Top Step. Others of you I will see later this afternoon in group coaching at 6 p.m. Central Time. Otherwise, trade well, trade safe, trade like a pro, be a market trader. You're welcome, Stumps. Have a good day. Go ahead, stop shares, and we'll go ahead and end.